Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome back to my channel. No dies? No problem. So this idea came from G. Kerr. She is a junk journaler, and I saw her make these dresses about 7 or 8 months ago, and I fell in love and knew I had to use them in card making. So today, I'm going to walk you through. I'm actually going to fold 3 of these with you today so that you don't have to rewind my video a ton of times if you're following along. And I'm going to show you how to fold these up. After you get past like the second or third one, they're actually just a ton of fun. They go really quickly. They don't always come out the same exact size, but the cool thing about this is you just need a square sheet of paper. 4x4, 6x6. What I'm working with today is 6x6. So I'm using the Spellbinders paper pad because it's the perfect weight. Now, not the sheets that I had backed previously, but as they come out of the pack, they are the perfect weight. Copy weight paper is perfect. You just don't want your paper too thick because you have to fold it against itself. So you need some give, and origami paper would be beautiful for this. You need to be able to fold the paper in different ways. So the Spellbinders paper is perfect because it's single-sided, it's the right weight, but also you could print pattern paper, like digital pattern paper off your computer. That would be another way to do it, or stamp on plain copy weight paper, jelly prints, whatever. All right, so the side that you want the pattern showing on the dress, it needs to be face down, and then you fold your paper in half. So just like I have it here, the white side, the inside of my dress is up, and the pattern paper is down on my table. Okay, now I'm folding into that center line from both sides. See how I'm just matching those up into that center line. So now I have a total of 3 folds. Okay, at the center and on each side of it. Okay, this is the part where the paper weight is important for this part of the fold. If you kind of hold your fingers, like my left hand is doing, and then push with the right hand, and get that paper to fold against itself back towards the very center fold, the first one you created, that is going to give you what you want for this dress. And then you do the same thing to the other side. Okay, and then I think this is a great time to really crease your paper down. Something I found helpful for me when I'm trying new folds like this is to crease with a bone folder. All right, see that? Okay, so now I'm folding this whole thing up, and so my pattern papers are showing on the outside. There we go. And now I'm going to fold it against itself again. And this time about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just bringing at the halfway mark for the crease that we just made. I'm bringing that up about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, now we turn our paper over so the pattern piece is down again. And now we're going to fold these top little corners here just to the halfway mark again, just like this. Okay, I'm going to bring it up so y'all can see it. So just folding that to that halfway mark. Then you unfold it and you peel back that one layer that's on the back. Okay, and you make like a flat diamond. Okay, and you're going to leave it like that. Now you'll fold down. This is the neckline of the dress. So you're just going to fold that down and across to that top corner. It doesn't have to be to the corner. Mine aren't. It just needs to be going that direction. Okay? So there you can start to see this paper is looking like a dress. Now, this right here, I think the easiest way to fold this part of the skirt is to bring the waistline up first and crease it. So I just pull my paper a little, crease the waistline, and then I crease the hemline, the pleat down the dress. Okay, and then you can reinforce again with your bone folder. The thing about reinforcing with a bone folder is when you're uncertain and you're just getting familiar with things, it really helps you define your lines. Okay, so this is where I think the dress can vary in size the most. Depending on how much you kind of flare out your skirt and how much you bring your bodice in to that center fold that you have. So when you fold this side over, the tighter you bring that bodice piece is going to make the dress smaller. And then, of course, how much you flare out the skirt is going to vary the width of that part of the dress. We're almost done. It's already definitely looking like a dress. Isn't that great? And then so from here you just have these two little corners left, and you just kind of turn them down, and that is like the cap sleeves of your dress. And voila. I think these are super precious. Now in G's video, which I'm going to leave linked below, she did all kinds of embellishments, lace, pearls, flowers. I mean, she used like really plain tea-dyed paper, but then embellished them. Today, I'm using patterned paper and just a few embellishments. I'm showing y'all here the different sizes, like just depending on how you fold will vary your size. But no matter how tight I folded them, all of mine fit on an A2 card front, which is what this is. I think they just make a lovely statement piece. And it's so fun to make something that you don't have to have, you know, a die cutting machine to do. All right, again, we're folding it in half. The pattern paper is down. The white side is facing us. And then we fold towards that center line, right? We have 3 folds. Flip it over. Now this is when we press it against itself towards the center again. There we go. Now we fold this whole thing, we take it and fold it lengthwise in half. Okay, and now we're going to cinch in the waistline at about 1/4 of an inch. And then we need to fold each of these flaps, make them flaps and fold them in towards the center. And then make our flat diamond. Okay, that we're creating our neckline here. So today I'm making cards with y'all too. That's why this video is so long. I wanted to show you like 3 times me folding a dress and then also some cards I made. So obviously Mother's Day is coming up, and in case y'all didn't know, Mother's Day is the biggest card day of the year. It outsells every other day of the year. Oh, isn't that sweet? So I really thought that these would be a great thing if you're needing Mother's Day cards, or I even made some today for birthdays, wedding. I made a wedding card for a bride. So it really is a versatile design that you can use for lots of things. Okay, this is the last one I'm showing y'all today that I'm folding. But this one's fun because, you know, this paper has like kind of a different design at the bottom. Well, I chose that to be the bottom of the dress. I used to have a dress in a pattern like this, and it was a little more wild at the bottom, like this sheet of paper. So I'm fashioning this after one of my own. I don't have this dress anymore. I wish I did. So, you know, if you have a pattern paper that's directional or, has a design that you want at the bottom, just be mindful of that when you're folding. And you can tell I'm just moving along now. It is just so quick and easy once you get the hang of it. You can fold these so fast. I'm showing you, like mine tears a little there sometimes. It's no big deal. That part does not show. Again, this is the part that's just folding down and behind the dress. So this is the neckline. And so if you maybe get a little bit of torn paper right there, I just wanted to show you, don't sweat it. It can't be seen. It's all good. So now I'm bringing up this waistline and creating my pleats again. And I just really feel like creasing that waistline first, and then the bottom pleat is the way to go on these. I want to show you here, like, again, like depending on how close you fold it to that center piece of the bodice will depend on how wide your dress is. So with this one, I folded it really close. And then, when you're pleating your dress out and you're giving it its skirt shape, again, that's another place where you can play around and make it really big or a little bit smaller. And I just think these are adorable. I'm guessing if you're still watching this video, you do too. Okay, so let's make some cards, shall we? But first, I do decide to go ahead and glue these. So I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm bringing in my Barely Art Glue, and I'm just putting glue to flatten this dress a little bit and make it one really solid piece. So I'm just reinforcing some of my fold lines by putting the glue there, kind of in little pockets where the paper is folded in on itself a few times. I'm putting it there. But I'm being careful about where I put it on the bottom part. I actually don't put much at all because I want dimension, and I'll show y'all that as we go along here. You're going to see how dimensional these skirts can be. I think they would be so cute if you put like a layer of tulle under them or over them. Really, the possibilities are endless for these adorable little dresses. So that's how I glued them together. And in this series, I have a couple more ideas. So this is probably going to be like a 4-video series of No Dies, No Problem. This was completely inspired by a comment that I got from someone who said they enjoyed watching my videos, but they don't have die cutting materials like a machine or dies. And I had been kind of cooking this up already as thinking that I would make the series. And then when I got that one comment, it's exactly what pushed me over the edge to push this video out for you guys. So your comments really do mean so much to me. I read them, I think about them. I know I've got a few requests out there that have been made of things that you guys want to see me do, and I'm definitely going to be working on those as well. But let's make some cards for real, for real. Here we go. I'm taking this pattern paper and cutting it down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is going to be a card front for me. This pattern paper, my daughter has a dress out of that looks exactly like that pattern paper that's black and white with the writing all over it. Originally, I was going to make a dress with that one, and I decided just to make it my card background. Okay, so Dollar Tree hookup here. This is some bling that you can find, hopefully in your Dollar Tree. It's with the ribbon and the floral section. And last time I was there, they had silver and gold, so that's really fun. I thought this girl with a modern dress would probably have a bling belt, so that's what this dress is getting. Again, I kept this really simple today as far as embellishing the dresses. They're so cute. I just didn't feel like I needed to do much. But if you get like spellbinders kits, then you're like me and you have 1,000,001 tiny flower dies. You could totally break out those little flower dies, any that you have, and put those on there, or make little rolled roses and put them on there. Prima Marketing always has beautiful flowers and lots of other places. So, you know, the sky's the limit. You could put lace on these. I just think they're just ready to play. I have this really thin ribbon, and so I make a belt for one of them out of this. And it's just super simple. I'm just cutting a little bit off. I'll tape it down with Scotch tape on the back. And then I'm going to use a glue dot on the front just to keep it right at the line where I wanted it. Okay. So I'm kind of getting everything lined up here, the papers that I want to use. Now I want to bring in some stamp sets and show you guys some other ideas. Like this one has bows, so that would be really cute if you wanted bows. I grabbed this one because I thought Live, Laugh, Love would be fun, and that one had flowers. I got this one out, which you guys will see me how I would use this up. And I have these sentiments, glam it up and sparkle, and let's celebrate, sweet birthday wishes. Really, you know, just about anything can go with these dresses. So for this one with the bright pink and the modern dress, I really thought this one was great for like a Sweet 16 card. And I know somebody had mentioned that they do craft sales and market sales, and they're the only paper crafter, and they'd like more ideas because that's something that I do. And one idea I can give you is that, like, I could make this even more Sweet 16. If I was planning on going to the market soon, I would. But basically, I like to have really specific things because it helps people remember the occasions that are going on. So when they're at my booth and they're like, oh, I really want one of her cards, but I can't think of what I need one for. If I have really specific occasions, it helps kind of trigger that memory for people. So like having a stack of Sweet 16 cards is actually a great idea, or just really specific occasions, along with a lot of general occasions. So that's one tip I would give you if you're looking to do something like that. I know you're probably looking for more projects, which will come out eventually, but at least that's a market idea that I can share with you. Okay, so this is just a scrap piece of paper, obviously, that I had pulled from the front of the card. I'm just bringing that in to tie everything together. And I liked the yay because this is going to be a birthday card. These would be really cute quinceanera cards. So yeah, really, the possibilities are endless. The way G used them, in case you're curious, she used them in her junk journals as like paper clips and tucks and just decorations for her journal pages. Okay, so I really wanted to use minimal supplies today, so I'm even using my packaging as my blending surface. And I do want to show y'all, like, when you keep your paper close to your swatch of ink there, you're going to get a darker line on the edge than if you have it further away. So the further you are away from that pool of ink right there, the softer blend you'll get. And the closer you are to it, the more saturated blend you'll get on the edge. I know I mentioned that in one of my last videos for Scrappy Tells, but I thought I'd mention it again in case you haven't seen it yet. Okay, so yeah, I just brought in that pucker up pink color because I thought it matched the dress really beautifully and helps tie in the whole card. And it's simple and sweet. Okay, so this, I'm bringing in these two other stamp sets just to show you guys. This one would be great for a bride. Even all the images around it, you could build a whole cluster of images with something like that. This is the only Mother's Day sentiment I have in my stash, but I'm turning this into a Mother's Day card for my mom. She loves beautiful clothing, and so I'm going to bring that in. And then this is some makeup that I had already colored from this set, so that'll be for a different card. I'll go ahead and pull out the Mother's Day sentiment because I know that that's what I'm doing with this card. And I'm bringing in these doilies. These are from the Dollar Tree. You get 4 different sizes and 8 of each one. And I just think these are so great if you need an inexpensive doily, or, this looks like a die cut, but it's not something that you need a machine for. So it adds great texture and it has that look without you having to have the equipment. My mother loves everything, she likes bling and just really pretty things. So I know she'll appreciate having this card. So you guys are going to see, I thought I had separated the doilies and gotten it down to the only one, but as I put my dress down here, I'm going to discover that actually this was 2 together. So they're super thin, so this could happen to you, but I just pulled the dress back off. It was still wet, and so it wasn't a problem. I just pulled it back off and glued it down to the actual single doily. Now the doilies are thin, and you can see my glue right now, but it dries back, and once that happens, you can't see it at all. So I would just go lightly, though, with your glue. Okay, my mother loves bling, so I'm going to bring in these iridescent little bubbles, and I love it when embellishments come in different sizes in one package. First of all, it saves you money because you don't have to buy, if you want a variety, you don't have to buy 3 different ones that are different sizes. But it just gives you like options and variation in one package. So this is a really great package of embellishments because it came in 3 different sizes. Those are my favorite to buy, just in case you're curious. And I did put quite a few on there, but again, it's because I know who this is going to, and I don't think there's such a thing as too much bling for my sweet mama. All right. So there is that card. And I am going to also do the inside of the card. I just bringing back in this packaging. I need to clean this off because you will pick up that pink ink, and then because I'm using blue, you would get purple, and you don't want to do that. Like, you got to clean it off. But I just thought this faded denim color really went well with the background paper. And then I'm going to stamp on Happy Mother's Day. And then what y'all don't see in this video is the way I'm going to personalize the other side of the card. So I think I'm going to put a really cute picture of us together on the other panel on the inside of this card and just personalize it more and make it extra special for her. Okay, let's move on. Let's tackle this card. So these are the stamped images that I had long ago embossed and watercolored. So I'm just bringing these in. This is why I like to keep things like this with my stamp sets, because I knew I wanted to use this stamp set, but I didn't have to actually heat emboss or color anything today. I was able to just use the images I had already done. And then I brought in this Glam It Up sentiment from another set that's from Not Too Shabby. It's a really cute like spa day set. All right, this card base is from my stash. And here's a hack for you guys that I do. Sometimes I just sit down and use my embossing folders and emboss a bunch of paper. I might ink blend it on it like I did on this one. I'll go ahead and adhere it to a card base, and I have a stack of them. So sometimes when I'm just needing to get a lot of cards made, I'll already be able to go and pull these and use them as my bases and just put other things on top and make fast cards. So I just want to kind of share that with y'all. So that's what's up with that card base, is it's one from my stash. All right, so now I'm just putting some rounded edges on my sentiment. And then I'm going to glue all of this down. When I glue this down, I do glue down that center part of the dress, but not the part that's like recessed from where we're looking at it right now. And then with these, I had kind of already laid them where I wanted them, so I just left them and tried to adhere them back or adhere them down in roughly the same place. This brush was just a little too high. I didn't want that in the armpit of the dress completely. I needed some separation there, but everything else worked out. I think this design is so cute for a girly girl. Someone who likes to pamper themselves and take care of themselves. This would be the card for them. And I like those 3 little bling. And then I'm showing you here, this is on a happy birthday background. It's very subtle, but perfect. So now I'm kind of deciding where I want my sentiment, and I decide I do want it on the inside, but first I need to ink up the edges, and I'm going to use the blue because I think it matched the dress. I'm also going to ink up another sentiment strip, and this one's going to be with the happy birthday. This is the happy birthday stamp that lives on my desk because it's always handy for times like these. And luckily today it matched the font of the other sentiment pretty well. So I'm just going to cut down this sentiment strip and give it the same treatment as the other. And then of course I'm going to have to ink blend that as well. For my own peace of mind. No one's making me do it. Just myself. All right, so happy birthday, Glam It Up. And then I had these last 2 tubes of lipstick, and so I am going to incorporate those in here as well. And I kind of use the lipstick tubes as like pillars to the sentiment, which, yeah, I think lipstick is a pillar to glam. And then I thought, okay, this looks great, but it's a little heavy up there at the top. So I decided to bring in just a little scrap that I had off to the side. And I just put that down at the base just to kind of balance things out. All right, so here's a card I made off camera. This would be like for the bride-to-be. Now with this dress, I made it with 8x8 paper. And I'm showing you here the dimension that I left by not gluing down that portion of the dress. I added the studs. This could definitely be the back of the bride's dress. So I added sentiments and texture and all kinds of things to the inside. And then here's our Sweet 16 dress. And again, I'm trying to show y'all the dimension that I leave on the skirt. And I really like this one. It's very different, but I really like it. So I'd love to know which ones you like, and I hope you guys try this out, and I hope you like this series. Let me know what you think. Wow, if you're still here with me 30 minutes later, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys so, so much. All right, have a blessed day. Bye.